What's up, guys? I'm here to show you some good settings for Strinova that will help with optimization and performance of the game, as well as help you and give you advantages when in gunfights and in the game. First off, I will say the map is probably one of the biggest things in the game, biggest visually and importantly in terms of value. A lot of the times you will see a lot of people on the minimap that you don't see in game because it's your teammates seeing them, and that's very important to know what your teammates see and also what sometimes you may not see on your screen but your character sees, which will show up on the minimap. The minimap is something you will be looking at constantly, trying to gather information, because with the information you will be deciding whether to go into a site, run away from a site, rotate, etc. In general, you will see a lot of high elo players and high ranked players have their map pretty big because it's very important. I know I have a friend, Bree, who has the map the size of like half of his screen, which is insane. These are some map settings I use. It is important to generally have it pretty big, and you want to usually see the entire map. So as long as you can see the entire map, you should be fine. I will say though, one of the most important things that is no questions asked, mouse smoothing. Please turn this off. Just turn it off. Just don't ask why. Okay, you can ask why. It fucks with your aim. Okay, just don't have it on. That's just so stupid. Now for keybinds are very preference based. Depends on how you want to play. Some people put aim, ADS on their mouse button or keep it shift. But I think one of the most talked about things is sidestepping mode. Now by default, sidestepping mode is this, and it's toggle. You press one key to go in, you press another key to go out. Now that's two keys to perform this action. What I like to usually do is sidestepping to hold, which means you only hold one key down and you release to let go, making the entire process one key total. The reason why this is good to learn the game with is because you're able to do things like this. As long as you're holding sidestepping, you can shoot and it automatically goes back into sidestepping mode, making you harder to hit and annoying to play against.
Right side.
Your fight is pointless.
Lobby on site. Nice shot.
Great work. Resume operation. One ally remaining.
Oh man.
Let's go.
No way, no.
Oh my god, you got him.
Okay, what the fuck?
It's really good with characters like Bimo, for example, who, if you're up close to someone who has an automatic weapon, obviously they're going to shoot you, but you have a shotgun, which is single shot, and you can do shit like this. Right? So DMRs, semi-autos, really, really useful to use with this tech. And I think most people should try to use this in general. That's one of the big things I'm very, very keen on. Auto jumping off wall and wall stick delay. I have this manual. I have it off. Usually by default, you are able to glide into a wall and it automatically sticks you. I don't like that because sometimes maybe I'm in a gunfight and I just ate Shake Shack and that shit is destroying my throat. I think it's very important to make sure you have manual mode on, because that way you get to make the decisions and it's not auto, because if you just accidentally move up a little bit, it will auto jump you. For example, if I do this, if I move up, it will auto jump me, and sometimes I don't want that. I think having as much control possible with your movement is good and will help you raise your movement skill ceiling very, very high, and as high as you possibly can. Having everything manual and in your control is usually good, but again, this is preference. Many of these settings will be preference, but I'm here to show you what I find to work and provide the most advantages for me, as well as best optimization. Sensitivity, these are 100% preference. I'm just showing you mine if you're curious, but I am a low sense player. I'm on 2.35 400 DPI. I think in general you probably will want a higher sense if you're coming from Valorant. There's a lot of vertical aiming, I will say, not just horizontal. A lot of people underestimate how much vertical aim is required in this game. If you're talking about aim exercises, I do recommend bounce scenarios where you have to aim up and down. That will do you very well. Crosshair settings, I have it kind of big, a lot bigger than games like Valorant. I kind of want to see my crosshair in a game where there's so much visually happening at all times. I think it's very important that you kind of want to see where the fuck you're aiming. So your crosshair may need to be a little bit big. Mine's green because I think there's a lot less green colors in this game, so green will stand out more. Graphics settings, these are probably some of the most important to look at. Obviously, if you want the best frame rate possible, I think you should just set everything to low and say fuck it, and you're probably fine. I'm gonna be honest, if you set everything low, you're probably good to go. Now, what I will mention though, if you want to make your game look pretty, you can have some stuff high, but I will say effects should be low. There's a lot, again, so much will happen in a game. You will have Madeline ink splatters, Bimo splatting all over you, inside you, all around you, Meredith ult, so many smokes, flashes, bombs, explosions. With all these special effects, it can get really annoying. And in a game where information is so important and you need to take as much in as possible, it's really important to clear up what you see visually. So effect quality, I usually have low. Anti-aliasing, I have specifically off. Now, there is a reason for this, and I will show you. This game will smooth out things if you have it on, and it might look a little blurry. You kind of don't want that. You want to see as much detail as possible, even if it's a pixel of an enemy. And there are some things called pixel peaks, like on area 404 on this map. If you're a defender, you can kind of see some pixels from people crossing this small hole here. And if you know they crossed, they're likely going to be hitting, guess what? B site. So that is probably one of the prime examples of why I usually have anti-aliasing off, especially if I see pixels of someone's hand that I can't shoot that's peeking out a wall. There are scenarios where that has happened and can win you around.
敌人残血了，一鼓作气。距离战斗结束还剩40秒。正面对决。我也不。
You're better. Oh my god.
Sound, I think sound is super important here. Now, I have tested all of these. Headphone stereo is okay. HRTF is supposed to be good at 3D surround sound to distinguish front and rear, but I think this version's HRTF is kind of dog shit. It's a little bit too front and rear, where it makes the audio a bit more lower quality. I don't know if you can hear that. Sound a little muffled. What I will say though, if you have access to 7.1 earbuds or anything related to that, please use this. This, I think, is the best option right now. Depending on the headphone, you should try to opt for this. You can hear footsteps very precisely. It's much easier to hear someone flank. I have had it save me so many times where I'm able to call out someone like God fucking Bimo, for example, who's flanking behind. I'm able to hear even small side steps and people in 2D and paper mode. But that's about it for all of these settings in Strinova. A lot of these, again, are preference, and some of these will help you in terms of giving you a bit of an advantage. For example, anti-aliasing, lower effect quality, manually turning off auto jumping off walls and auto papering into walls. I think those are pretty good. Again, I think in general, the more control you have as a player over your settings, the better you will perform and reach the highest skill cap you can reach. So again, hey, if you're new to Strinova, subscribe. I'll be posting more Strinova guides. Let me know in the comments down below what you want to see. I'm working on character guides next. That will take a while though, to be honest. So stay tuned for that. Catch me on Twitch if you want to watch me play Strinova. And if you have any more questions or comments down below, I'll try to answer them. And thank you for 7,000 subscribers on the Strinova Tuonto channel. The Tuonto multiverse grows. Okay, bye now. Goodbye. See you later.